Is there anything in digital marketing that cannot be copied? Like, it is just so easy to copy everything these days. You can go to somebody else's videos, somebody else's pages. You can funnel hack their experience and go through and track everything that they're doing, get all the emails, copy all of those. So the question must be, is there anything that cannot be copied? Is there anything of value that simply cannot be copied? Now, I want to let you know how this happened. I was on the Warrior Shield call this morning, and Garrett J. White has made a investment in all of us who are in Shield. In the last 3 months, we've been studying one book, and that book has been Copywriting Secrets, not by Garrett, but by Jim Edwards. Some of you might know Jim Edwards. He is been extensively in ClickFunnels, essentially Russell's right-hand man. And Jim was on, and we were doing a Q&A Lollapalooza, as Jim called it, which was awesome. This session was fantastic. And what I want to share with you is a particular question that came up, and that was, well, what's the next advertising platform? What is next? Where should we be looking? And it was very interesting. You see, Jim started off, he said, look, don't worry about the next one. Right now we've got the 5. We've got Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, PPC, which is Google AdWords, and LinkedIn. That's all you need. Coming back to Jim's answer, it was very interesting. Why? Because he said, look, that's all the advertising platforms that you need, but that's not where you should focus. Instead, he said, email marketing, direct mail. This is where you should be investing your time. Do you need the advertising platforms? Yes, you do. But we are moving into a world with increasing privacy. And so all of you who've been playing the pixel game, where it's been possible just to skip getting formal permission, capturing that permission to say, yes, I want to be marketed to by you. I want to hear what you've got to say. I want to learn what you are offering and whether it's a match for me. And if it is, I want to say yes to that. But Pixels allowed a bypassing of sorts. If you showed interest and watched a video on Facebook, then I could say, hey, I want to show another video too. And if you watch that one, I'd show you another one. And that one could be a sales video. But you have not given direct permission. And so we are returning to a world before privacy. Before Pixels, which was a world of privacy. You see, I could not market to you unless you said, you know what, I'm interested. I'll give you my email address. I'll give you my cell number. I'll give you my address, and I'd like to keep hearing about what you've got to say. But Pixels eliminated that game to a degree. So if you've only known the Pixel world, then know that before there was Pixels, there was email marketing. There was direct mail marketing, and we are returning back to that, which means you must learn how to get permission. Now, I got an interesting email this morning from apparently Facebook, and it's just not clear whether it was from Facebook or not. And they said, hey, your ads are in violation of our terms. Click here if you'd like to argue this point. So I clicked the link, but it goes to a 404 error. Not anywhere where I can actually do anything. So I reply to the email, and that errors as well. And at this point, I'm like, hang on, is this a scam? Is this a scam? And it might be a scam, and it might be real. I don't know. So I am going to be in the position where my account might be cancelled. Which, if all I had was Pixels, then I would be lost. I'd be like, oh no, I've lost my account. But with the email addresses and people who've said before, hey, you know what, I'm interested in hearing what you've got to say about systems and processes and running my business without me, so that you can make more money, make more profits, so you can run a second and a third business without exhausting yourself, without working 100-hour weeks, without having to tell your teams what to do. If you're interested in that, you're like, you know what, I'm I'm going to give you my email address so that you can keep talking to me. So even if Facebook says, you know what, you're in violation, you're not going to be able to run ads anymore, I'm okay. I'm like, great. You know what? Because Facebook isn't the only source of getting people into my email list. And you should be working on this as well. So the interesting thing that Jim shared, and I want to share this with you because it was such a piece of gems, a gold, amazing. It was like, you know what? Everything can be copied. Everything, every sales page, every email. You can buy templates, you can swipe file them, you can copy the whole damn lot. But what you cannot copy is the relationship that you have with your list. You cannot have my relationship with my list. That is where the value is. And therefore, with this insight, the question then becomes, what are your systems for adding people to your email list every day? And what are your systems for continuing to develop that relationship with your list? You know, many people just either do not have either of them, or they're just putting people on the list and they never invest into them. Why? Because they do not systematically say, you know what, we need an email to go out once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, 7 times a week, whatever it is, that this all needs to happen in advance, that the emails are written and planned and then they're deployed. This gives you consistency. This gives you a voice where your customers, your potential customers and your customers remember you. They know that you exist, and so you must have systems for both of these things. Number 1, getting people onto your email lists, and number 2, continuing to invest into them, providing value and service so that their lives get better. All right, that's all I got for you. I'm going to go sort out my kids' internet. They've had a couple of minutes off the games, a little time to defrag. My dog also wants me to take her for a walk, so she might be lucky. Go and take her for a walk. I hope you got some value from today's episode. I certainly enjoyed making it for you. It is a gem.